invisible stillness of the darkness, there is a rhythm that has always existed, persistent and gentle, like the beat of the ocean. We often spend our entire lives chasing bright lights outside, forgetting that the most beautiful moon only reveals itself when the sky is completely silent. Letting go is not losing, it is a return. Tonight, allow your soul to shed every suit of armor, to let yourself dissolve into the tolerance of the night, where solitude is no longer a fear, but a warm embrace, waiting for you to return to yourself. Hello, and welcome back to this space of peace. Before we step into Clara's moonlit journey together, take a few precious moments to truly be present, right here, right now. If you enjoy these moments of relaxation, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share your thoughts in the comments so we can build a community of restful sleep and happiness together. For now, let everything around you slow down. You are lying on a comfortable bed. Feel the weight of your body slowly sinking into the mattress. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to go. The world outside, with its worries and plans for tomorrow, let them temporarily stop outside your bedroom door. Right now, there is only you and this quiet space. Start by adjusting your sleeping position. You can lie on your back, arms resting gently along your body, or place one hand on your belly to feel your breath. Relax your shoulders. We often carry too much pressure on our shoulders without even knowing it. Let your shoulders drop soft like a piece of silk drifting down. Relax the muscles on your face. Your forehead is now as still as a lake without a ripple. Eyes half closed, completely relaxed in their sockets. The corners of your mouth soften, letting go of all the burden of social smiles from the day. Now, bring your attention to your breath. Don't try to change it, just observe. Breathe in very slowly. Feel the cool air passing through your nostrils, filling your chest, then slowly spreading down to your belly, and breathe out. Very slowly, very gently. Imagine as you breathe out all the tension, all the cluttered thoughts turn into a thin mist and vanish into the darkness. Inhaling peace, exhaling fatigue. Feel the soles of your feet. They have traveled a long way today. Let every toe rest. Feel the warmth spreading from the soles up through your calves, past your knees to your hips. Your entire lower body is now becoming heavy, yet emotionally light. It's as if you are lying on smooth sand and the sand is cradling your body, protecting and nurturing you. Continue to bring the flow of relaxation up to your abdomen and chest. With every inhalation, your belly rises gently. With every exhalation, the internal organs are massaged by a soothing energy. Your heart is beating steady, loyal rhythms. Silently thank your heart, thank your body for operating persistently all through the past day. Now is the time for them to recover. Do you hear the wind whispering through the window frame, or just the steady ticking of the clock? Let those sounds become the background for your inner silence. They do not disturb you. They only prove that the world is still functioning safely, so you can rest assured and let go. Imagine a cool, silvery blue light, like moonlight, beginning to spread from the crown of your head. Wherever this light goes, relaxation seeps deep into every cell. It weaves through every nerve, soothing accumulated stress. You feel yourself drifting like a fallen leaf, floating on a calm stream at night. No effort needed, no direction required. The water will take you where you need to go. The presence of others is sometimes like a reflecting mirror, but sometimes it is a burden when we must try to be perfect in their eyes. Tonight, that mirror is gone. You don't need to be a good employee, a filial child, or a perfect friend. You are simply yourself, a soul in need of rest. Being alone right now is not scary. It is a sacred space to listen to the smallest vibrations of your soul. Take another deep breath. Feel the oxygen bringing new life into every corner of your body. And as you breathe out, imagine you are letting go of a rope you have held tightly for so long, to the rope of expectations, of the fear of being forgotten when you let go. You do not fall into an abyss. You are landing safely on a soft carpet of self-possession. Your body is now completely relaxed from the top of your head to your heels. There is no more tension. Your mind begins to blur like an ink wash painting with fading strokes. You are in the deepest state of relaxation, ready to begin a meaningful inner journey. Just maintain that steady breath, soft, smooth, deep. We are here together in the absolute silence of the sea at night. Nothing to worry about. Everything is fine. You are protected by the vastness of the universe. Your stream of thoughts is now like small ripples on a calm sea, coming and going, faded and serene. Let yourself sink a little deeper into this gentleness, deeper. With every passing second, you feel more secure with your own presence. solitude now transforms into tranquility. You are starting to feel the breath of the ocean from afar. As your body has completely surrendered to relaxation, let your mind begin a gentle stroll. Imagine you are standing at the edge of another reality where time seems to stand still and all the noise of the modern world is but a distant memory. You are standing where the land meets the ocean, a vast stretch of sand under the summer night sky. The space around you is now covered in a mysterious deep blue, but it is not dark. High above, the full moon, as round and clear as a giant pearl, reigns in the center of the sky. Moonlight is not harsh like the daytime sun. It is gentle, cool, draping everything in a thin silver silk that light weaves into every grain of sand, making the ground beneath your feet seem to emit a self-luminous glow, guiding your bare feet into the realm of dreams. Beneath your feet, the fine sand still holds a slight, gentle warmth from a long sunny day, but the surface is cool from the night dew. With every step you take, the sand sinks down to envelop your feet, bringing a sense of security and stability. You feel a close connection with Mother Earth, where all anxieties can be released and entrusted. Listen to the sounds of this space. It is not an absolute silence, but a symphony of nature at its lowest, most soothing frequency. The waves lapping against the shore are not hurried, but steady and rhythmic, like the heartbeat of the ocean. Each time a wave crawls up, it brings the rustling sound of millions of tiny sand grains colliding, and as it recedes, it leaves a glistening white foam like fragments of stars. The sea breeze tonight is very light. It is just enough to stir the reeds along the shore, creating discreet whispers. The wind carries the characteristic briny scent of salt, mingled with the pure taste of the void. As you breathe in, the cool wind chills your lungs, washing away the dust of the soul. Each breath becomes longer, deeper, blending into the breath of the vast ocean. Looking into the distance, where the horizon is hazy, the sea is like a giant mirror of liquid metal. The moonlight shining down creates a shimmering silver path stretching from the very end of the horizon to right beneath your feet. That path is ethereal and magical, as if beckoning you to let go of all prejudices, all defenses, to step in and explore yourself. Here, no one judges you, no one expects anything from you. You are completely free. This space is so vast that the previous fear of being alone suddenly becomes small. You realize that amidst the vastness of the universe, being alone is actually a luxury. You are being enveloped by moonlight, soothed by the waves, and warmed by the silence. This is the setting Clara chose to face herself, and now you are here too, with her, in a state of absolute safety. Observe the casuarina trees, standing pensive in the distance. They stand there, alone, but not lonely. They stand there to listen to the wind, to receive the moonlight, and to protect the shore. Their existence is self-contained, requiring no one's recognition. So are you. In this space, your value shines brightest when you are not trying to be someone else. Let this image of the moonlit beach be etched into your mind. Feel the coolness of the moisture in the air. Feel the softness of the sand and the vastness of the sky. You are gradually detaching from the narrow concepts of time and space of daily life. You are becoming a part of nature, a part of the moonlight, and a part of the sea. This pleasant feeling is spreading throughout your body, making your eyelids even heavier. You feel as if you are melting into this space, weightless and serene. Everything is ready. Clara's story begins to appear more clearly in the mist of memory and imagination. Let yourself drift away, drifting into the land of gentle truths, where the fear of being alone will be dissolved under the moonlight in the vast space of the Moonlit Sea. Clara stood there, alone. Her small silhouette was printed on the silver sand, but in her heart was a storm that had been smoldering for many years. Tonight, she was no longer running away. She stood still, facing the ocean and facing her own reality. Clara was a woman of the crowd, or at least that was the facade she had painstakingly built. She always feared silence. To her, silence was like a mirror reflecting flaws, the gaping holes in her soul that she dared not look at. Therefore, she lived like a beggar, asking for every bit of attention, to feel she still had value. Remember Clara's Friday afternoons at the office, when the weak sunset light filtered through the shattered glass panels of a tiring workday. The clock struck 5. That was the moment people were most excited, but for Clara, it was the beginning of a nightmare called empty time. She saw Julia packing her bag with a happy smile, saw Mark rushing to turn off his computer at that moment. A cold current ran down her spine. She feared the feeling of stepping out of the building, blending into the hurried flow of people, but having no destination waiting for her. She remembered her voice then, trembling and pleading. "Hey Julia, are you busy tonight? I know a newly opened pasta place. My treat. and Julia's polite refusal was like a bucket of cold water thrown at her fragile self-esteem when the last person disappeared behind the door. Clara stood frozen in the empty office. The hum of the air conditioner suddenly became deafening. She gripped the edge of the desk, not because she was hungry, but because she feared the feeling of sitting across from herself in the vacant apartment, where the sound of the key in the lock was enough to shake the entire space. That fear drove her to politics, where she wasn't even happy. She remembered the party at Mark's house, where smoke and loud music gave her a headache. She was tired, her eyes weary, but seeing people start to stand up to leave, an invisible panic seized her mind. She hurriedly struck up a conversation with a stranger, forcing a strained smile. "Don't leave so early. The night has just begun." She would rather stand amidst the ruins of a finished party among broken beer bottles than face the vastness of her own soul on the way home alone. Even in the virtual world, Clara was a slave. There were nights she stayed up, the blue light from the phone screen reflecting in her dark, circled eyes. She refreshed her social media page every 2 minutes, just to count every like, every comment. A photo of a coffee cup without interaction was enough to break her. Why don't they care? Or do they hate me? She borrowed the gaze of others to serve as a mirror for her own worth. She used to pretend to have an important call when eating alone at a familiar restaurant, just for fear that the waiter would think she was a pitiful, lonely person. And then the climax was love. She remembered Ethan. Ethan was the person who stayed with her the longest, but also the person who exposed the most bitter truth about her. She remembered the time she knelt down, her thin hands clutching his coat. "Don't go, Ethan. You can do anything you want. Just don't leave me alone in this house." Ethan's eyes at that time were not angry, only filled with infinite sadness. "Clara, you don't love me. I'm just afraid of the silence. I can't be the painkiller for your fear forever." That sentence was like a fatal blow, stripping away the truth she had long hidden under colorful layers. She didn't fear losing them. She feared meeting herself again. That exhaustion had worn her down for thousands of days and nights. It made her always feel like a misplaced puzzle piece, always having to scream, to show off, so the world would know, "I am here, please don't abandon me." But tonight, at this beach, Clara stopped. She looked at the moonlit water shimmering at her feet. Before, the silence of the night sea would have panicked her. she would have felt small and forgotten amidst the vast universe. But tonight, after being exhausted from running away, she took a deep breath. The saltiness of the sea and the scent of the wind filled her lungs, bringing a simple yet grand truth. She looked up at the full moon hanging high. The moon needs no one's praise to be beautiful. The ocean needs no one's admiration to be green. The casuarina trees need no one to water or applaud them, to stand tall against the wind. Everything in nature exists independently and proudly. Why should I borrow the light of others to see myself sparkle? Clara whispered, her voice dissolving into the wind, weightless. She slowly sat down on the sand, wrapping her arms around her knees. She stared at the moonlight path, stretching across the water, a magical silver way leading toward the horizon, in a space without music, without fake laughter. She began to hear sounds that the noise had long covered. It was the rustle of sand as the waves receded, the whisper of the wind through the leaves, and most especially the voice of her own soul. Her soul was not empty, as she had imagined. It was filled with thoughts, forgotten dreams, and a deep peace she had lost in the race for recognition. She realized that loneliness was not a punishment, but a privilege. The privilege of returning to oneself without having to play any role for anyone to see. Here, she didn't need to be a perfect Clara. She just needed to be Clara. Clara picked up a small shell on the sand. It was rough, carrying the chill of the seawater. She clutched it in her palm, treating it as a symbol for all the fears, the clingings, the sleepless nights. She stood up, took a leap, and with all her might threw it far into the ocean. A small splash sounded, then was quickly drowned out by the waves. The burden in her heart seemed to vanish with it. She felt a strange relief spreading throughout her body. She didn't need Julia to invite her to dinner, or Ethan to come back to know she was valuable. Right now, amidst the vast heaven and earth, she felt she was connecting with everything in the truest way. The sand under her feet, the caressing sea water, the moonlight above, and with the distant stars. Clara lay flat on the sand, spreading her arms as if to embrace the entire night sky. She smiled, a truly serene smile from the bottom of her heart. She realized the only person who will go with you from the beginning to the end of your life is yourself. If you cannot be friends with yourself, then even with the whole world around you, you will still feel lonely. She had found what she needed. She had found freedom in her own solitude. Under the gentle moonlight, Clara closed her eyes. Fear had retreated, giving way to vast tranquility. She was no longer a beggar for attention. She was the ocean, tolerant and free. She was the moonlight, proud and shining. She had truly come home, the home within her own soul. Now, as Clara's story slowly closes, the boundary between your reality and that space by the beach seems to vanish. You are no longer a distant observer, but you are melting into that very setting. The relief Clara found is weaving into every breath of yours. The worries, the anxieties about having to please the world, or the fear of being forgotten, all are starting to fade like footprints on the sand when the tide rises. Feel this interweaving. You see yourself lying on the smooth sand next to Clara. The silver moonlight is not only covering the sea, but is also pouring down, bathing your soul. Every wave lapping the shore is a cleansing. Waves carry away the agitations of the mind, carry away the city noise remaining in your head, and as the waves recede, they leave an immense, crystal clear silence. You realize that you, like Clara, do not need to be anyone else. You are precious simply because you are present here. The loneliness you is now transformed. It is no longer a dark abyss, but a sky full of twinkling stars. It is no longer the absence of others, but the fullness of yourself. You are enjoying this absolute privacy, a space where you can shed all masks, all rules. The sense of security envelops you like a warm cocoon. You feel weightless, like the night dew slowly dissolving into the void, leaving no trace of anxiety. Every fiber of your body is now completely lost its resistance. You no longer feel the weight of your arms, of your legs. You are floating in the flow of peace. Your consciousness begins to blur, blending with the murmur of the ocean. There is no more me or the world, only a gentle stream of energy circulating. The last thoughts of Clara's story also gradually dissolve into tiny sparks of light, shimmering then flickering out in the serene night. Everything is becoming blurred. The moonlight, the shore, the sound of waves, all are retreating into a peaceful memory. You are at the threshold of infinity, where the mind no longer clings to any image or sound. Only absolute relaxation remains. You are dissolving into the night, a darkness that is not scary, but a tolerant, kind darkness, ready to take you into the deepest dreamland. Let yourself drift, so light, so smooth, dissolving into the eternity of silence. Now, all images of the beach, of Clara, and of the moonlight have become a thin mist, blurry and distant. You are standing at the threshold of a deep and dreamless sleep. The space around you now has no form, no color, only a warm embrace and absolute stillness. Your consciousness is like a small boat anchored in a calm sea, no longer drifting, no longer rocking, only the pure presence of rest. Let your breath become as natural as possible. It is so slow that you barely notice the movement of your chest. Every exhalation is a step deeper into the dark depths of peace. You are being enveloped by a kind energy of the universe, an invisible protection that helps you feel completely secure to let go of control. In this state, your soul begins to heal itself. The fatigue of the mind, the scratches of the feeling of loneliness are all soothed by this tranquility. You realize a gentle truth. Loneliness is not a punishment, but a sacred space for you to fill with self-love. You don't need anyone else to feel complete. Right now, in this vast silence, you are an entire brilliant world. Let your consciousness dissolve into the velvety darkness. No more thoughts, no more analysis, no more desire, only silent existence. Sleepiness is coming like a large wave, slow and powerful, covering your entire body and mind. Your eyes are tightly closed. Your mind has turned off the lights. You are sinking deeper into the cool of relaxation. All sounds from the outside world are now only vague noises, unable to reach you. You are in a fortress of peace, where there is only the solace of the void. Sleep now, weary soul. Let tonight be a new beginning, where you learn to smile at yourself in the dark. When you wake up tomorrow, you will find yourself stronger, more independent, and filled with light from within. But that is for tomorrow. For now, your only task is to fall asleep deep, so deep, eternal in this gentleness. Before you completely fall asleep, if this story has helped you find peace, remember to come back and interact with this video when you wake up. Your messages, likes, and support are the motivation for the channel to continue creating relaxing spaces like this. Don't forget to hit subscribe so we can meet again in the next Moonlit Nights. Wishing you a very good, very deep sleep and the most beautiful dreams. Good night, good night, good night.